Have you ever contemplated what distinguishes individuals who maintain vitality as they age from those who experience a swift decline after reaching 65? The information presented may be quite surprising. While many individuals in your demographic may be experiencing a decline in essential functions, a select few exhibit remarkable abilities that not only suggest autonomy but also a notably extended life expectancy. Imagine being informed that there are 7 distinct abilities which, if maintained between the ages of 65 and 80, elevate you to a remarkable status of aging that is seldom observed by medical professionals. In this video, I will present compelling indicators that demonstrate your remarkable aging process and have the potential to extend your lifespan by a decade or more. Allow me to share the story of Howard, a 78-year-old retired engineer who surprised his physician during a standard checkup. Upon finishing multiple evaluations, the medical professional glanced up from his records with authentic astonishment. "Howard," he stated, "based on these assessments, your physical and cognitive abilities align with those of an individual in their early 60s. Howard exhibited signs of confusion. He engaged in his usual daily activities, nothing out of the ordinary. What he failed to recognize was that his daily routines had maintained skills that many of his contemporaries had already forfeited. These were not merely remarkable feats for entertainment. There were strong indications that Howard was expected to surpass his friend's lifespan by a decade to a decade and a half. Today, I will outline precisely what these abilities entail, allowing you to assess your current position. One indication is the ability to rise from a seated position without assistance from your hands. Are you able to stand up from a seated position without using your hands for support? This seemingly straightforward action serves as a significant indicator of your life expectancy. It is often overlooked that by the age of 70, almost 60% of adults find themselves unable to execute this fundamental movement independently. Investigators at the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy have found that this particular movement is so indicative that it is now employed as a key screening method for longevity. Dr. Sarah Matthews, the lead researcher in the study, states, "The capacity to rise from a seated position without the assistance of your hands signifies remarkable lower body strength, balance, and neuromuscular coordination. 3 factors that have a direct correlation with both longevity and autonomy in older adults." Consider an individual such as Deborah, a 72-year-old retired educator from Ohio. During her monthly gathering for literary discussion, she observed an unusual occurrence. She was the sole individual capable of rising from the sofa without the need to push off with her hands or request assistance. "I never considered it significant," she informed me. "I had the impression that this was a common ability among all individuals." What Deborah was unaware of was that this seemingly straightforward capability indicated she had preserved essential muscle mass and balance that her peers had forfeited long ago. 6 months later, 2 of her friends experienced falls that resulted in hospitalization, while Deborah continued to maintain her activity and independence. Are you ready to assess your abilities at this moment? Please consider this suggestion. Position yourself in a chair, ensuring your arms are folded across your chest. At this moment, please rise without leaning forward too much or utilizing your hands. Are you able to perform the task with precision and ease? If so, you have a remarkable capacity that places you in a unique classification of aging. If you encounter difficulties with this test, there is no need for concern. This capability can be enhanced from today onward through a straightforward exercise. Engage in 5 chair stands each morning prior to your breakfast routine. Please take a seat, and then rise to your feet without the assistance of your hands. Begin with a single one if that is what you can handle, and progressively increase from there. Engage in this practice each day, and in approximately 3 weeks, you will observe considerable progress. Do not delay until this capability is entirely gone. It is imperative to fortify these muscles at this moment to prevent any further deterioration. Your future autonomy is fundamentally reliant on this. Indicate 2. Engaging in dialogue is possible even during a stroll. Is it possible to engage in a fluid conversation while walking alongside someone, without the necessity to stop, reduce your pace, or take a moment to breathe? If that is the case, you have an exceptional skill that many of your colleagues have unfortunately forfeited. Have you observed how certain individuals in your age group tend to halt their movement when they begin to engage in conversation? That goes beyond mere personal preference, it serves as an important warning sign. Experts at the Mayo Clinic have recognized what they refer to as dual task capacity as a significant indicator of cognitive health and lifespan. Dr. James Wilson, Director of Geriatric Neurology, emphasizes, the capacity to walk and talk at the same time necessitates remarkable oxygen utilization, cerebral blood flow, and neurological integration. As these systems start to deteriorate, the ability to walk and converse simultaneously often becomes one of the initial tasks that proves difficult. He observed Gerald, a 76-year-old retired accountant who consistently engaged in walks with his friends from the neighborhood. As time progressed, he observed that his colleagues tended to either decelerate significantly while articulating their thoughts or remained quiet, only interjecting when they took a breath. Gerald, however, was able to sustain a consistent walking pace while engaging in intricate discussions. What he failed to recognize was that this inherent talent positioned him within a distinguished group concerning cognitive and cardiovascular well-being. 3 years later, 2 of Gerald's walking companions experienced strokes, whereas Gerald continued to thrive and maintain his vitality. His physician clarified that Gerald's capacity to walk and talk at the same time had consistently signaled exceptional brain health and circulation. Here are some actions you can take today. During your upcoming walk, focus on sustaining your usual pace while engaging in activities such as reciting a poem, singing a song, or counting backward from 100. If you encounter difficulties, begin with a brief 30 seconds of walking while engaging in conversation. Subsequently, extend the duration incrementally. This is more than a mere activity. It's cognitive enhancement that could genuinely preserve your well-being. Begin now, as each day of delay makes it increasingly challenging to sustain or reconstruct these neural pathways. Sign 3 indicates the ability to maintain balance on a single foot for over 10 seconds. Are you able to balance on one foot for a minimum of 10 seconds without any support? This might appear insignificant, yet it serves as a significant indicator of your risk of mortality. Please proceed with it immediately. Initiate a timer and elevate 1 foot just above the surface. What is the duration for which you can sustain your equilibrium? A significant study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine monitored more than 1,700 adults and revealed a surprising finding. According to lead researcher, Dr. Claudio Gil Suarez Diero, participants unable to balance on one leg for 10 seconds faced an 84% increased risk of death within the following decade compared to those who successfully completed this straightforward assessment. This balance assessment demonstrated a greater accuracy in predicting mortality compared to factors such as age, gender, or pre-existing health issues. Alice, 74 years old, has consistently engaged in balance exercises since her retirement. At a family gathering, her sister Irene, who is also in her 70s, chuckled as Alice showcased her skill of balancing on one foot. Irene remarked that it was rather foolish. What could possibly motivate someone to pursue that at this stage in life? 3 months later, Irene experienced a significant fall that resulted in a fractured hip, which subsequently led to complications that impacted her independence for years to come. Alice, in the meantime, maintained an active lifestyle, traveling and embracing life without the apprehension of falling. The most surprising aspect is that this capability can be enhanced at any stage of life. It is essential to take the following steps without delay. Position yourself close to a stable counter or chair to ensure your safety. Next, engage in the exercise of balancing on a single foot for a duration of 5 seconds. Perform this procedure 3 times on each foot daily. As you progress, gradually increase the duration to 10, then 15 seconds. The optimal moment for this activity is during your toothbrushing routine or while your coffee is brewing. Everyday opportunities to incorporate this essential practice into your daily life. Do not postpone the understanding of how essential balance is until an incident occurs. Often, individuals become aware of their declining balance only after experiencing a significant injury. Commence the development of this skill today. Even if you can only manage a few seconds, your future self will appreciate your ability to stay steady, confident, and free from falls while others face challenges with mobility. In the fourth sign, you exhibit a remarkable ability to recall names and recent occurrences with clarity. Are you able to remember the names of individuals you have encountered recently? Are you able to recall specifics from discussions you had last week with ease? If that is the case, you have a mental capacity that is rapidly diminishing among your contemporaries, and it stands as one of the most significant indicators of remarkable cognitive longevity. Researchers at Harvard Medical School have found that the capacity to recall names and recent occurrences after the age of 65 suggests exceptionally well-maintained neural networks. Emily Carson states, contrary to popular belief, significant memory decline is not a normal part of aging. Individuals who exhibit robust memory capabilities, especially regarding names and recent occurrences, demonstrate enhanced brain connectivity patterns that are directly associated with increased longevity and a greater resilience to dementia. Take into account Walter, a 75-year-old gentleman, who astonished his family at a birthday celebration by recalling not only the names of all attendees but also specifics from discussions they had months prior. His son remarked, "Dad possesses a superior memory compared to mine." What his family failed to understand was that Walter's remarkable memory was not merely noteworthy. It indicated a remarkable phenomenon, suggesting that his cognitive faculties were deteriorating at a significantly reduced pace compared to those of his contemporaries. Recent studies indicate that adults who preserve this specific memory function after the age of 65 experience a 47% reduced risk of developing dementia and generally enjoy a lifespan that is 7 to 10 years longer compared to those who exhibit typical age-related memory decline. Here is a straightforward approach you can begin implementing today to enhance this capability. Upon encountering a new individual, it is advisable to reiterate their name promptly during the dialogue and take a mental note of a unique characteristic that distinguishes them. Prior to retiring for the evening, take a moment to reflect on the individuals you interacted with throughout the day, considering their names and relevant details. This facilitates the development of more robust neural connections for memory retrieval. If you are currently facing some difficulties with memory, begin by focusing on one name each day and progressively increase the amount. Maintaining a steady approach is essential. Engaging in this straightforward routine on a daily basis has the potential to significantly enhance your memory capabilities in just a matter of weeks. Do not view memory decline as an unavoidable outcome. The remarkable individuals who preserve robust memory capabilities into their 70s and 80s are not merely fortunate. They are diligently safeguarding one of the most significant indicators of a prolonged and autonomous existence. Are you considering joining them? Commence this practice today to prevent further loss of neural connections. Please indicate 5. Your rest is deep, allowing you to awaken rejuvenated. Do you regularly experience uninterrupted sleep and awaken feeling truly revitalized? If that is the case, you have a biological benefit that is becoming less common after the age of 65, and it may contribute to extending your lifespan. How was your rest last night? Did you experience frequent awakenings, or did you benefit from a period of deep, restorative rest? Research conducted by experts at Stanford University's Center for Sleep Sciences indicates that as we age, the prevalence of quality sleep tends to decline. Nonetheless, it continues to be one of the most significant indicators of a long life. Richard Thompson observes, "Our research indicates that adults over 65 who uphold efficient sleep cycles exhibit markedly lower levels of inflammatory markers, enhanced cognitive function, and a 32% decreased risk of cardiovascular events in comparison to those with disrupted sleep patterns." Consider an individual such as Diana, 77 years old, who has consistently emphasized the importance of sleep hygiene over the years. While her friends increasingly depended on sleep medications and continued to express feelings of fatigue, Diana upheld natural sleep patterns and awoke with vitality. What she failed to recognize was that this capability positioned her within a remarkable classification of aging. Her healthcare provider later clarified that her sleep efficiency was akin to that of someone 2 decades her junior, a factor that played a significant role in her exceptional health as her contemporaries faced chronic conditions. This evening, consider engaging in activities that can enhance this essential skill. It is advisable to create a regular sleep schedule by retiring and rising at the same hour daily, including weekends. It is advisable to reduce screen exposure for at least 1 hour prior to sleep, as blue light can interfere with the production of melatonin. Maintain a cool environment in your bedroom, ideally between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and ensure it is completely dark. If you find yourself awake during the night, it is advisable to avoid checking the time, as doing so may induce anxiety, thereby complicating your ability to return to sleep. It is crucial to consult with a healthcare professional if you are currently using sleep medications, as they can guide you on how to gradually shift towards natural sleep methods. Although this may present some difficulties at first, studies indicate that natural sleep offers significantly greater protective advantages compared to sleep induced by medication. It is essential to recognize the significant impact that quality sleep can have on your overall health and well-being. It's not solely about experiencing well-being. It involves allowing your body the necessary time to heal cellular damage, eliminate toxins from the brain, and balance essential hormones. Those exceptional individuals who achieve quality sleep after the age of 65 are not merely fortunate. They are enhancing their longevity with each peaceful night of sleep. Are you considering joining them? Make sure to implement these changes tonight, as each night of inadequate sleep can hasten the aging process in ways that are detrimental to your health. Sign 6 indicates that you can engage in a significant dialogue while allowing others to contribute as well. Have you observed how certain individuals in your age group often take control of discussions or frequently recount the same narratives without awareness? Is it possible to participate in conversations that involve a healthy exchange, where you listen as attentively as you express your own thoughts? This uncommon social skill demonstrates remarkable cognitive performance beyond the age of 65. Researchers at UCLA have found that conversational reciprocity, characterized by attentive listening and appropriate responses rather than dominating the dialogue, reflects remarkable activity in the prefrontal cortex of older adults. Amanda Sutton explains, the prefrontal cortex, which governs social awareness and impulse control, typically shows significant decline with age. Individuals over the age of 65 who exhibit a balanced approach in conversations show significant retention of executive function, which is closely linked to a longer lifespan and better cognitive health. Take into account Victor, who is 81 years old, and whose friends and family truly appreciated his presence. While many of his peers experienced growing isolation, Victor upheld significant relationships as his conversations were both balanced and engaging. He inquired with care, paid close attention, and contributed insights judiciously without overshadowing the conversation. What he failed to recognize was that this social ability extended beyond merely making him enjoyable to be around. The remarkable preservation of cognitive function indicated a potential for an extended lifespan. The most intriguing aspect is that this capability can be enhanced through straightforward practice. Here are some recommendations for your day. During your upcoming discussion, pay careful attention to the balance between your speaking and listening. Establish a cognitive objective to inquire at least 2 questions for each narrative you present. Engage in active listening by succinctly restating the speaker's points prior to sharing your own perspective. This goes beyond mere etiquette. This is a form of cognitive enhancement that fortifies essential neural pathways vital for maintaining mental acuity over time. If you observe that your conversation has extended beyond a minute without any engagement from the other party, take a moment to pause and encourage their contribution. This straightforward understanding can significantly enhance your interpersonal relationships while concurrently engaging essential cognitive processes. It is important to recognize the significance of this remarkable ability. By the age of 75, most individuals exhibit a notable decrease in the ability to engage in reciprocal conversation. If you continue to exhibit this ability, you are showcasing remarkable cognitive preservation. If you have observed a decline, it is advisable to begin practicing today. Neural pathways have the potential to be reinforced throughout one's life, yet initiating the process earlier tends to yield more favorable outcomes. Sign 7. You embrace new technology with ease and minimal hesitation. Are you able to assimilate and adjust to new technological advancements with minimal discomfort or opposition? Are you able to operate a smartphone, utilize fundamental applications, or acquire new digital skills when needed? If that is the case, you exhibit a mental adaptability that tends to diminish after the age of 65, and it is closely associated with your potential longevity. Findings from MIT's Age Lab indicate that the readiness and capacity to embrace technological advancement significantly correlate with sustained independence and cognitive well-being in older adults. Joseph Coughlin, director of the Age Lab, states, "We found that seniors who can adapt to new technologies demonstrate superior neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections. This adaptability enhances the overall quality of life significantly. It forecasts prolonged autonomy and markedly reduced instances of cognitive deterioration." Consider Emily, a 76-year-old who adopted smartphones and digital tools, unlike many of her peers who declined to engage, citing age or complexity as barriers. When the pandemic occurred, Emily adeptly adapted to video consultations, virtual shopping, and managing her health through digital platforms. Her friends, resistant to technology, found themselves becoming more isolated and reliant on others. What Emily failed to recognize was that her eagerness to acquire these new skills was not merely maintaining her connections. It was preserving essential neural connections that play a significant role in promoting longevity. The significant finding is that the capacity to adapt to technology does not hinge on previous experience or innate talent. It concerns mindset and application. Consider the steps you can take today to enhance this ability. Identify a digital skill that you have been hesitant to engage with or have found challenging. Engaging with a particular application, establishing online banking, or mastering video chatting can be achieved by dedicating just 10 minutes each day to practice. Utilize online tutorials or seek assistance when necessary to enhance your proficiency in these areas. It is essential to engage with new technology through a lens of curiosity instead of allowing frustration to take hold. When faced with challenges, rather than considering, "I'm too old for this," reflect on, "I haven't learned this yet." This straightforward change in perspective engages various neural pathways and significantly enhances learning results. It is crucial to recognize the significance of this remarkable ability. By the age of 70, more than 60% of individuals exhibit considerable difficulty in adapting to new technologies. Your willingness and ability to acquire new digital skills indicates an impressive level of cognitive adaptability. If you find this area to be difficult, begin with manageable steps today. Even a brief 10 minutes of practice enhances the neural pathways that maintain your brain's adaptability, engagement, and biological youthfulness. These 7 abilities are not merely remarkable. These are strong signs that your aging process is considerably more gradual compared to others in your age group. If you can execute even 3 or 4 of these tasks effortlessly, you demonstrate remarkable vitality for your age. Even if certain aspects prove to be difficult, the straightforward techniques I've provided can assist you in enhancing these skills from this very moment. Keep in mind, these are not merely practical abilities. They serve as significant indicators of your longevity and overall quality of life in the future. The remarkable individuals who preserve these capabilities into their 70s and 80s are not merely fortunate. They are diligently maintaining the mechanisms that safeguard autonomy, health, and longevity. If you found this information beneficial, please take a moment to express your appreciation by clicking the like button and sharing in the comments which of these 7 abilities you still possess. I would appreciate understanding your position on this matter. Please subscribe and enable notifications to ensure you don't overlook our upcoming video focused on straightforward daily exercises designed to enhance these specific skills. Consider passing this along to someone you value who is over 65. This information has the potential to significantly alter their perspective on aging and may even extend their lifespan.